Hi everyone, and I sure hope you had a great Christmas this year. And we're between the Christmas and the New Year, and it's exciting time to bid farewell to the old and get ready for the new. It's chilly weather's descended on Northern California. There was a thought we might even have some snow this morning, but it turned out it's just overcast and very cold. 45 by California standards, but it's been a very chilly winter so far. But we had a wonderful Christmas here on the Rancho. Once again, as one of my subscribers wrote me and said last week, Rosie, the market looks like a EKG gone crazy the last couple of weeks, and of course it does. We're at one of these points in the market now where you have a fine balance of people that think they're getting the greatest buy in the history of the world every time the market drops 500 or 600 points. And you have people on the other hand that think it's the greatest time in the history of the world to sell every time the market goes up 500 or 600 points. So of course we get the EKG patterns. One week we're down 600 points, the next week we're up 500 down. It's driving people crazy. But it's symptomatic of a market that may be reaching a turning point here, precisely because the undercurrents of the economy are changing. And we've talked about this before. As the retail reports will come in over the next week or so, they'll likely reveal that online shopping continues to grow like crazy at the expense of brick and mortar shopping. And nowhere was that more demonstrated to me than over the last 2 years, watching quarter by quarter sales trends at Macy's, which I consider sort of the bellwether of the middle class. Watching the sales trends at Macy's, and they would be up 3% year over year, then 2%, 1%, -1%, -2%, -3%. Their sales are contracting every quarter, year over year, and there's a message there that things are changing. And it could very well be that in the future, bricks and mortar stores, except for maybe luxury shopping, and it may be considered not worth, economically viable to do that anymore, when you can save the energy, save the fuel, shop online, have it delivered, and if you don't like it, send it back again. But anyway, the jury's still out. We'll wait to hear what the sales results were for this Christmas season. Of course, we've had a couple dollar, $3-4 rally in the price of oil, and all the bulls are back declaring that we're in a new bull market. And OPEC's rattling, saying that we're cutting production, blah blah blah. The market will tell the truth in the end of it, and of course that remains to be seen. But I'll tell you, $30-some a barrel oil is like a treat for all of us, at least on the consumption side. Now on the production side, in places like North Dakota and other oil producing places like Texas, and Alaska is now asking to impose a state income tax for the first time in years because the oil revenues are going to fall short. You can see it's kind of a double-edged sword, and all commodities have really been in the toilet as a major feature from mid-2015 to the current time. So where do we go from here? Well, who in the hell knows? I'm still betting that we've had this tremendous run since March of 2009, when we bottomed the market all the way up to 18,300. That swift drop down to 15,500. We've had repeated rallies and fallbacks till we're at the point where it's 17,500 today. And it's like I could have taken 3 or 4 months off and been exactly where I am today. I'm still lightening up on big rallies. I'm not really doing any nibbling on anything, but it's instructive to see how many places around the world are now going to extraordinary means to stimulate their economies. Not only the negative interest rates, but I think there's some country that's going to be directly depositing money. I think it's Finland or one of the Scandinavian countries, directly depositing money into people's bank accounts. So, you know, it almost sounds like a little bit like Helicopter Ben. When the stuff gets bad enough, you just send the helicopters up with bags of freshly printed United States Treasury currency and open the door and just throw them out, and the supposed end to deflation. Well, the world is built on too much debt now, and as we turn down here in various parts of the world, and terrorism, and people contract their spending a bit in the face of uncertainty, it's really not surprising that more and more countries are more and more worried about the forces of deflation and what it means for making bond payments and interest payments. I mean, there's a lot of Greece's out there. There's a lot of Spain's. There's a lot of places that are having trouble making their interest payments, and you know, we have to keep an eye on that too. Anyway, stay tuned. Yes, we're on a weekly update, and next week I think it will be the new year, and I will see you guys in 2016. Thanks so much for watching.